Hey LunchBox Science, we're back in San Francisco. Hey guys, so today's question comes from a curious viewer who asked, how the heck did we get from wolves to tiny dogs? And how are there so many different kinds? So somewhere along the line, we went from Canis lupus to Canis familiaris. Dogs! Recent genetic analysis has revealed that all breeds of dog are more related to each other than they are to their wolf ancestors. One of the most important genetic differences is that dogs are much better at processing starches like rice and corn and potatoes and wheat, whereas wolves can only really process pure protein. This difference is because we've been feeding those kinds of foods to dogs since agriculture became all the rage, like 12,000 years ago. Recent studies suggest that the shift from wild wolf to domestic dog began as early as 130,000 years ago, and the oldest known dog fossil is about 36,000 years old. And that's way before the introduction of agriculture, which supports the hypothesis that wolves started to follow around our nomadic ancestors to scavenge off of their scraps, and that's how the domestication began. So as groups of dogs began to pair off with groups of nomadic humans, they became smaller and more isolated, which led to something called inbreeding. These little discrete population bubbles could only breed with each other, which resulted in some pretty funky genetic mutations. Things like shorter snouts and smaller stature, traits that we see in our fluffy dog friends today. If these traits that appeared were desirable or served their human community in some way, the dogs would be bred so that that trait was kept within the population. For example, poodles and other kinds of water dogs were bred because their fur is so thick and doesn't shed that it helps keep them afloat in water. What? Dude, built-in floaty wings. So essentially, most of the variation we see in our dog breeds today is a result of both inbreeding and artificial selection by humans. Another source of the variation is because domestication of dogs arose all around the world at different times, and those groups of dogs are descended from different kinds of wolves. So even though it looks like quite a jump from wolf to chihuahua, the kind of evolution that occurred in canids happened really fast and was facilitated by humans. Wolves were sort of the ideal companion for human society because they have the unique ability to learn from humans. Really cool studies have been done showing that wolves can tell when a human is just pretending to hide food, or alternately can follow a human's directions and nonverbal cues to find out where they've hidden the food. Additionally, and this is my favorite part, in our coevolution with dogs, they've developed a highly trained vocal area in their brain. The highly evolved vocal area of a dog's brain allows them to process voices and sounds much like humans do. So while they may not be able to understand our verbal language, they can understand what we're saying based on how we say it. They're very sensitive to tone, and scientists have determined that they can differentiate between happy and sad sounds. So canids, wolves and their descendants, are some of the most fascinating creatures ever, and of course we're really interested in them because a lot of our best friends are dogs. Dogs! So, your mission for today, go find a super cute dog to love on. Next video, we're gonna be addressing how light affects human behavior. Totally awesome. Check out the blog, there's more awesome stuff coming. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and have an awesome day. Ba da 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 dum ba da.